Hello, my name is Elton Lin, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this mouse accuracy test game on Scratch. So first, at the most basic, you would just have a ball as your sprite, and then you would set, if this sprite clicked, go to random position, if on edge, bounce. I've added a couple variables and scores, which means that if the ball overlays with them, then it's harder to click the balls. So I actually added a backdrop behind the variables that display on screen, and the backdrop is purple. So basically, you want to repeat this action until it's not touching purple. So if it's touching purple, then it needs to go to a random position, and then if it's on the edge, bounce. So at the very start, you would want them to click the flag symbol, or start. At this point, you would want to go to a random position, and if on edge, bounce. The timer and the top score will come later. And then the same thing with repeating until it's not touching any of the variables displaying on screen. This is kind of unnecessary, but if you want, you can have your sprite change costume. I just like it because it changes color every time, so you can see when it's resetting and when it's not. But we also add a reset symbol after that. Aim score and the timer will come in later. So at that point, you just have a ball going around. As soon as you click it, it changes color and goes to a random position. But if you want the game to become more difficult, then you would add a timer and a score. So the timer resets at 1.5 seconds. This can be edited to whatever you like, but I like it at 1.5. So as soon as it reaches 1.5, you want, when timer is greater than 1.5, then you want it to reset its position, and again with the color, and then you want it to reset the timer. First of all, you want to introduce a timer variable, so you have to go down and check this box, and then you want to reset the timer. If you want, you could have an aim score, which basically means the amount of times that you've clicked it without the timer resetting. To add an aim score variable, you'd want to scroll down and make your own variable. You then check the box. So to update the aim score variable, it should display automatically on screen after you've added it. But to update it, you want to have, when this sprite clicked, change aim score by 1, and also to show variable aim score. I don't know if it shows automatically, but if you have an aim score, you would probably want a top score to keep track of your top scores, obviously. So you have your top score should update whenever the timer is greater than 0. So if aim score is greater than top score, then set top score to aim score. Basically what that means is if your aim score is higher than your top score, then your top score should automatically update. After that, you would probably want your game to get progressively harder, or else people are just going to have some ludicrous scores. So I have it decreased by size according to the aim score values. So whenever it reaches a certain threshold, if aim score is greater than 10 in this example, then set size to 70. That way it gets progressively smaller as you get higher scores. This last snippet is just to reset it when you die, or when you fail or reset, whatever you want to call it. So when timer is greater than 0, if aim score equals 0, this is just checking if you actually died instead of, or reset, instead of just clicking it, because if you click it, the timer goes to 0 as well. So this set size to 80. I think I've covered everything on this page. After everything there, if you want, you can just stop there, but if you want, you can also set a reset symbol. So basically, you want to go to the internet and download a random transparent reset symbol, and then basically you can add sprites yourself through this little drop down menu, but it drops up. So when the timer is greater than 0, you're again checking if you actually died instead of if you just resetting the timer by actually clicking the ball. Then you want to show the reset symbol and wait a certain amount of time. I put 0.5 seconds because I thought that was long enough. And you want to hide again so that it's not just obnoxiously there on the screen. After you've done all that, that should be just about everything that you need to make a mouse accuracy test on Scratch.